Hello parents and carers, my name's Richard and I'm the Access Lead here at St John's College, which is one of the colleges that makes up Oxford University. In this special session for the parents and carers of university applicants, we'll be speaking about the benefits of higher education, give you an overview of some of the costs involved, offer an introduction to the admissions process, let you know where you can go for support for both you and your child, and overall try to help you feel more confident in supporting your child through this process.
We understand that the university application process can be a really daunting time for sixth form students, and we want to enable you to give as much support as possible to your child during this process. So during this session, we'll be exploring the benefits and the costs of university. We'll be trying to improve your understanding of the university admissions process and particularly give you some information about what sets Oxford's admission process apart. We're going to help you to understand what Oxford University can offer prospective applicants, and ultimately we want you to feel more confident about your role in supporting your child's future choices. So there are many reasons why university may be a great choice for your child. Many of these you might already have heard. So firstly, we have a love for a subject. Your child might already be really interested in a particular subject, and university is a wonderful place where they can spend 3 or more years really digging into that subject and gaining a much deeper understanding of it. You might also be keen that your child plans for the future. A university degree and a university experience can be a great place to gain transferable skills and ultimately leads to improved job prospects within certain sectors. But we hear lots of concerns from parents and carers about their child going to university. Now, these tend to fall into 3 categories. The first is the cost. The second is to do with career paths and what kind of jobs certain degrees might lead to. And finally, we hear a lot of worries that university is not for people like us, or concerns that your child might not fit in. And across the next half an hour or so, I'll be addressing all of these and help you to help your child make a really informed choice about higher education. So we'll start off with one of the biggest concerns that we hear about higher education in general, and that is the cost. So the costs of studying at a UK university are split into 2 categories. First are the course and tuition fees. So this is what students pay for academic teaching. So stuff like lectures, seminars, and in Oxford, the small group teaching that sets us apart. And it also gets you into the libraries, your lab facilities, all of those other things that make up the degree. It's important to stress that an Oxford degree does not cost more than the majority of other UK universities for English home students. Now, second are living costs. Now, these are all the additional costs that include food, accommodation, social activities, travel to and from university, all of the things that you need beyond your course. Now, any UK student can apply for government funding, and they pay back loans after graduating when they earn above a set amount. There are 2 different forms of government support available. So the first is the tuition fee loan. Now, this covers the first category, all of the fees to do with academic teaching and facilities. This is paid directly to the university, so students never see it go in and out of their account, and you only start to repay it once you earn above a set amount. This means that the tuition fee costs don't have to be paid up front. The second form of support available from the government is maintenance funding. Now, this contributes towards a student's living cost and is paid at the start of each term. So this ensures that they can pay for stuff like rent, food, travel, social activities, and everything else that makes up the university experience. Now, in terms of what these numbers actually translate into, currently the maximum fee charged to any university in the UK is £9,250. And a tuition fee loan will cover all of that. Maintenance funding is means tested, and is awarded to students on the basis of the combined income of one of your parents and their partner, if you're under 25 and live with them or depend on them financially. So this will vary from person to person, depending on their circumstance. One of the ways that the student loan system functions a bit differently to a normal loan is that loans are only paid back once you earn above set amount. So one of the ways that the student loan repayment system is different to other loans is that you only start to repay your loan after graduating and when you earn over a set amount, which is quite generous at £27,295 at the time of recording for those on what's called Plan 2 loans. Now, there is a maximum 30-year period of payments, which means that your child is not going to be entering old age with their university debt, and no student is required to repay their loan in full in this time. Importantly, the repayment size, so how much your child is paying each month, is based on their income, not the size of the loan. All payments will stop after 30 years, regardless of how much you've borrowed or how much of the initial loan is left at the end of the 30-year period. So I hope that offers you a bit of reassurance that even though the numbers are quite big for the university fees, it's managed in a really accessible way. So Oxford actually costs the same as most other universities, but we do try to go the extra mile in making sure that studying here is affordable. So whilst the fees are the same, colleges do provide subsidised food and entertainment, and this means that your maintenance loan can go further than it otherwise would. The universities and colleges have their own sports facilities, which are often free or subsidised. College accommodation at Oxford, and you can see some of the St John's accommodation on the right-hand side there, means that students only pay rent in term time, and we have 8-week terms. So that means that students aren't paying rent for a large part of the year. And there's also so much in terms of extra funding for things like travel, research, equipment, hardship grants from lots of different sources within the university. So I hope that offers some reassurance that whilst the numbers involved in studying at university are quite big, they're structured in a way that means that they are affordable and very few of the costs are actually paid upfront. Now, I'm now going to talk a bit more about the teaching at Oxford University and what you can expect from Oxford. Now, Oxford is a world-leading institution, but you may well be wondering what actually happens once students get there. And one of the things that sets Oxford apart is its teaching style. A lot of the teaching in Oxford is done through something called tutorials. Now, these are small group sessions with leading academics, and it allows students to develop relationships with these tutors. And this allows them to get really personalized academic support for them to pursue their own interests and have feedback that is tailored to them. So beyond the course, who looks out for students at Oxford? Well, Oxford takes the well-being of all of its students really seriously. And whether through the Oxford University Counselling Service, the Student Advice Service run by the Oxford Student Union, peer supporters, Oxford Nightline, or college support, there are plenty of ways to find support if times get tough. I think this quote from one of our first year students really highlights the network of support that we offer as a college. Daniel, who is a first year philosophy and theology student right here at St John's, says, although when starting at Oxford, you have to leave one family at home, you will always be arriving to another one here at Oxford. And that leads me nicely onto the college community. So as I said earlier, I work at St John's College, which is one of the colleges that makes up Oxford University. Now, colleges are just like small campuses. We provide safe accommodation alongside pastoral and academic support to students whilst they study on the course. And Oxford students really get the best of both worlds. They have the benefit of being a member of a large excellent world-class university and to a small and friendly community within their college. And here we have another quote from a first-year student, again, who's just made the transition to university. And Rachel says that she really can feel that she can be herself within the college community. Now, university isn't just about the direct academic study whilst your child is there. Alongside academic work, there are so many different opportunities for your child to develop their interests. Here at Oxford, we've got over 400 clubs and societies. Now, not only are these great social activities, but there are so many transferable skills that students develop whilst they're doing these extracurricular activities that help them go on to find rewarding and meaningful job opportunities after they graduate. Now, Oxford also goes the extra mile to support future careers. So we give lots of opportunities to gain work experience, develop these transferable skills that I've already been speaking about, start their own social enterprises, or use our leading careers service to build their employability skills, find opportunities, and get feedback before entering the job market. And people go on from Oxford subjects to do all sorts of interesting things. We can see from history here that students have gone on to teaching, marketing, public relations, human resources, business, finance, public services, accountancy, a real diversity of options here from history. And of course, many students also go on to further study. So the national average graduate salary is around 24k. Now, Oxford compares quite favourably on this. Students can expect to earn an average of around 27k, depending on the year, on graduation. And 33% of graduates earn over 30k within 6 months of graduating. Now, of course, most of us just want our child to be happy. And ultimately, having a degree allows your child not only to have a great experience whilst at uni, but to access more options and more options to change career paths if they change their mind or don't enjoy their first choice. So it really sets them up well for life. Now, if you head to Oxford's A to Z of courses, you can see quite the range of courses that we offer here at the university. In the next part of this video, I'm going to be speaking specifically about the admissions process to Oxford. Now, the Oxford process shares a lot of steps with other UK universities. So it is also done through the UCAS application process originally, but we add in a few extra steps to help us make a really informed decision about a university applicant. So first off, we've got the UCAS application. Next, we've got an admissions test, which is specific to Oxford in many cases. Some subjects then ask for written work. Next, Oxford interviews, and finally, decisions are made in January. So every year, the deadline for Oxford and Cambridge applications is the 6 p.m. on the 15th of October. So it's an earlier deadline than other universities. Now, all of these extra stages is just helping us find the right candidate for our course. And there's no blueprint for the ideal Oxford student. What we're after is academic ability and potential, a learning style that suits our environment, a really diverse student body which reflects modern society. So all of these extra steps is just trying to find people for whom these things are in common. So it's really important to stress that we always have far more talented candidates than we have places available. And we do our best with all the information that we've gathered about our applicants to make a balanced, really informed decision about whether or not to offer them a place. And this builds on contextual data. So this is stuff like the kind of school someone went to, postcode data about progression to higher education, and other bits of data too. Next thing is admissions tests, previous academic record, personal statement, interviews, written work where required, and a teacher's reference. So I hope that gives you a better idea of the Oxford admissions process. It's important not to find this too intimidating. You've got to remember that all we're trying to do is make the most informed decision possible about applicants, given the number of applications that we have. So in the next part of this session, we're going to have a look at some common questions that sixth formers might ask about the admissions process. So the first is about what subject they might pick. So to help them along this way, it's important that you encourage them to think about the subjects that they might find interesting currently, what do they really enjoy, but also to encourage them to research what other subjects might be offered that they might not have been able to study at sixth form. Some universities also allow you to study a combination of 2 or even 3 subjects. And so it's important to research what is on offer and what it actually involves. Indeed, it might be very, very different to study a subject at university compared to how it's taught at school. Another common concern is what kind of job someone could get with a degree in a given subject. Some subjects, like medicine, have really clear career paths at the end of them. But for the bulk of subjects, most graduates will find opportunities in unrelated fields due to the wide range of transferable skills gained studying a subject. Now, at Oxford, we'd always encourage an applicant to put their subject first and then be confident in the careers, service and transferable skills that they then can apply to lots and lots of different careers. Your child may well not know what career they wanted to pursue after university. Now, this isn't an issue. In fact, it's really, really common. You actually don't need to know what career you want to progress onto before going to university. And again, it comes back to putting your subject first. But some people do, and that's great. Our advice for them would be to really have a look at what the requirements are to excel in this career. Do you need any particular qualifications? Do you need a particular degree subject? And are there any grade requirements in order to progress in that career? Now, one message I do want to give you is that you're not alone. There are lots of different support networks available from you, but I will highlight a few options that Oxford gives to support parents and students. So first are our open days. Oxford hosts a series of open days in June and September. They have returned to being in-person open days post-COVID, and it gives you a chance to look around the colleges, the city, and the department. You can register for taster sessions, chat to current students, and chat to academics, and you can find out exactly what it's like to study here. The next thing that we've got is an interactive platform online called Oxplore. Now, Oxplore allows your child to stretch their critical thinking skills by engaging in big question debates. Many of these questions will introduce your child to debates beyond their schoolwork and help to develop what we call supercurricular skills that link to the subject but go beyond what's taught in schools. Oxplore is a great way to develop critical thinking skills by engaging with big, complex questions that give a good insight into the kind of debates that might be had at a university level. Unique, meanwhile, is a free in-person residential in Oxford, which gives UK state school students an insight into student life, as well as admissions advice. And this is available for students to register on when they're in year 12. The final opportunity that I want to highlight is Target Oxbridge. Target Oxbridge is a free programme that aims to help Black, African and Caribbean students and students of mixed race with Black, African and Caribbean heritage increase their chances of getting into the universities of Oxford or Cambridge. It offers a mentoring programme, including academic tasters and help with application process. During the programme, students are offered the chance to visit Oxford and Cambridge. And here at St John's, we're really proud to support Target Oxbridge by hosting students every year to visit the college. Well, thank you so much for listening. if you've got questions, you are welcome to get in contact with us. You can email access@sjc.ox.ac.uk. We are here to help for stuff like that. I hope you found this session valuable, and you can find out more by visiting our website, and you can find the address below.